Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, we are going to be talking about ways that you can realistically tap into your soft and successful feminine era without being overwhelmed by all these feminine era videos that you see online that make you feel like you need to wear pink 24/7 just to enter your feminine era. I've seen all of these feminine energy videos online, and honestly, they don't exactly tap into the version of me who wears gym leggings pretty much 5 days a week. My hair's in a messy bun and I still get things done. There was a time in my life I was deep in my masculine energy. When I say deep in my masculine energy, I mean I was constantly the one planning, doing, fixing, feeling like I need to be in control of everything. But when I learned how to tap into my feminine energy, it didn't mean becoming someone else. It basically just meant I was softening but without losing my power. So don't let these feminine energy videos that you see online make you feel like you need to completely rebrand your whole entire life just to tap into your femininity and enter your soft girl era. So if you're tired of feeling like you are in control of everything and feeling like you are constantly running the show and you just can't take a second to just breathe and you feel like you are deep in your masculine energy, then your girl has got you. Let's talk real and realistic ways that you can do that without having to rebrand your whole entire life. Let's get into it. Okay, so before we get into how exactly you can radiate your divine feminine energy, let's first talk about the difference between masculine and feminine energy, because I've lived both. So in my past relationship, I was deep in my masculine energy, and not because I wanted to be, but because I felt like I had to be, like there was no other choice. And to be honest, at the time, I didn't even really see it as being in my masculine energy. I just thought that was just the way of life and that was just the norm. It's only in my present relationship now that I realized, oh my gosh, I was so deep in my masculine energy. I literally felt like I was his mom, because I was the one that was always planning things, always fixing things, always just taking control of things. And don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with that. But when you're doing it so much to the point of exhaustion and there's no softness, there's no support, I feel like for a lot of us women, we go into survival mode. Yeah, it's not fun. You end up being the one that is leading, protecting, carrying, whether that's the whole relationship on your back or all of the responsibilities of just life. And honestly, that is just not feminine energy. Learning that I didn't need to always be the one that was in control was so hard at first. I'm not gonna lie, it's still hard now, because I feel like that's just in my nature to feel like I need control of my situation, which is a good thing, but it's also a good thing to be able to know that you can take a step back and just breathe and not feel like I have to do everything all the time by myself to the point of exhaustion. My feminine energy doesn't mean that I'm passive or I'm quiet. It just means that now I allow space for intuition, for softness. I feel more grounded. I allow myself to just rest, and I do all of these things without ever feeling guilty. So depending on where you look, feminine energy is either overly glamorized, where you have a 15-step skincare routine and everything in your house is basically pink, or it can be so vague that it can be confusing. Like, what is feminine energy? For me, feminine energy is trusting your gut, it's being in tune with your body, it's emotional intelligence, but most of all, I cannot stress this enough, it is knowing and valuing your self-worth. That is like the most important thing, because if you are surrounded by the wrong people, or if you are in a relationship that is not the best for you, it can be so easy to just forget your self-worth. It's also knowing when to lead, but also that there are times that it's okay to be able to take a step back and not feel like you have to manage everything. It's letting yourself finally be able to just feel, instead of always feeling like you need to fix and find solutions that just benefit other people. It's being magnetic, not because you are out here just trying to attract all of this attention, but because you are so in alignment with who you are and comfortable with who you are, that naturally you just draw this positive energy your way. Because with feminine energy, we attract, we do not chase, okay? So yeah, for me, feminine energy isn't about being quiet or passive or delicate or looking good 24/7. It's about being self-aware and valuing your time and the people you choose to spend your time with. Because now, when I look back, I cannot believe how much time was spent with the wrong people or being in the wrong relationship. And you just feel like, oh my gosh, why did I waste so much time? It's like I just did not value my my time then, how I value my time now. Now there is zero chance that I will give energy and time to people that I feel do not deserve it. And that is exactly how you should feel. I wish more people would say that you don't have to be that girl to be in your feminine energy, soft girl era. I'm talking about the Insta girls who do Pilates 7 days a week. They have their croissant in one hand, their matcha in the other hand. That is cute. I like to do those things myself as well. But that is not the only version of feminine energy that exists. Instagram can sometimes make you feel like you are probably not in your feminine energy because you don't have all of the things that you see. You don't have everything pink in your house. You maybe don't do Pilates 5-6 days a week, or have your nails done all the time, or your hair done all the time. I know sometimes that's how it can make me feel, but it's important to really get into your mind that that is not the only version of feminine energy that exists. Some days I'm at home, I'm in my dressing gown, I've got the candles on, I've just done my skincare, I've had a nice hot bath, and I've just done all the self-care that you can think of. And then there are other days, which are most days of my life, where I'm in a tracksuit, I'm cleaning the house, I'm playing my trap music, I'm getting things done, but I am still in my feminine energy. Feminine energy isn't just about aesthetics. It's about the way that you speak to yourself. It's about the boundaries that you set for yourself. It's about protecting your peace. So no, you don't need to have a pink Pilates set and a croissant in your hand for you to radiate feminine and feline energy. Even though that's very cute and aesthetic, but just remember that feminine and feline energy is so much more than that as well. For so long, I did not realize how much of my masculine energy was coming from a place of survival. I stayed in my masculine energy because at the time, it felt a lot easier instead of letting my guard down. When you're in a situation or an environment that doesn't feel safe, secure, you don't feel like you can let your guard down. If you feel that way, then you tend to just go straight into survival protection mode. You start bracing and planning for worst case scenarios. Now, I'm not saying that when you tap into your feminine energy, it means that nothing bad is ever going to happen to you, because obviously life has its bumps and life is going to just life. But what I am saying is that you start dealing with things that come your way, especially stressful things. You start dealing with it a lot better because you now have that trust within yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way, and you don't need to burn yourself out trying to fix and keep everything together anymore. Now, creating safety within myself looks like trying my best to take breaks before I get to a point where I'm overwhelmed. It's checking in with myself to see, how do I actually feel about this situation that I'm in, or this situation that I've agreed to. It's not ignoring red flags with people anymore just to keep the peace, or because I'm scared that if I express how I feel, they're gonna just not wanna talk to me anymore. It's literally just trusting your own gut and your intuition. I promise you, the more you start creating that trust and safety within yourself instead of seeking it through other people, the more you are gonna start living life to the fullest and not feel like you have to live life in defense or survival mode all the time. Feminine energy does not need a special occasion. You don't need to wait until you go on a date or you get dressed up and have a girly dinner to feel in your soft girl feminine energy. Even if you just light a candle before you go to bed, or you put on perfume, even if you're not leaving the house, it's about the kind things that you do for yourself on the normal day-to-day. It's about how you move through your day-to-day life, basically. There are so many times to really feel in my feline energy. I will put on my dressing gown, I'll just chill, and honestly, I will just think about myself. I will care for myself. I will love on myself. I will date myself, whether that's having a nice hot shower, buying a really expensive lotion, just these small things that you do for yourself because you deserve to be cared for by you. So start choosing to create moments instead of rushing through these moments, because you can take the simplest of things, like just having a chilled evening where you don't have much to do, and really make it an evening where you just care and love on yourself. Romanticizing the everyday, it's not cringe, it's not unrealistic. It is literally the simplest and easiest way to tap into your feminine energy, because it pulls you out of your head and puts you back into your body. It makes you just feel more present and more in the moment. Something I had to learn the hard way is constantly bottling up your feelings and not feeling like you can express yourself does not make you a strong person. For the longest time, I felt like that gave me strength and that made me a strong person. But girl, it makes you tired. It makes you exhausted. It's also really unfair on yourself to have to carry the weight of it all. I felt like I had to be the one that had to keep everything together, be calm, be composed, try and figure out a solution. But yeah, that just drains you. And I have really learned that it is okay to say no. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to just feel it and be in your feelings. Now, if that means that you need to go and cry in your car, or it's easier for you to just journal what you can't say out loud, it all counts. You don't have to be soft and feminine in a pretty way. As long as you have emotional honesty with yourself, this doesn't make you dramatic. It doesn't make you over the top, and you are not weak for being sensitive. You are a human being with emotions. And the more you remember this and the more you start to honor this within yourself, the more free you become in life. You have to give yourself that safety. Don't depend on other people to provide it for you. Feminine energy isn't just about giving, it's also about receiving. And I don't just mean flowers and compliments. I mean receiving rest, care, and help, and receiving all of that without feeling guilty. So many of us women downplay it all, and I am guilty of that myself. If you receive a compliment, you just brush it off. If you have a free hour to just chill and relax, you decide to fill it with something productive instead. But you don't have to earn your rest or prove your worth to be loved, supported, and cared for. When you're in your masculine, doing, leading, providing, protecting, it is so easy to forget how to receive and just give. But we deserve support and to receive just for the simple fact that we exist, not because we feel like we've earned it or we need to prove our worth. I used to think that for movement to count, I had to be drenched in sweat, doing crazy gym sessions for a good couple of hours just for me to feel like I had accomplished something. But what I wish I knew sooner is that movement does not have to feel like a punishment. Feminine energy lives in your body. It's how you move, it's how you reconnect, it's how you rest. When I was in my masculine era, I spent so much time overthinking, overanalyzing, just trying to keep everything together. I spent even more time scrolling for hours, just consuming, instead of actually being present in the moment, living in my body and learning to listen to my body. What I know now is some of my best research just come from the most simplest things. Getting on FaceTime and catching up with a friend, spending time with people that I love, laughing, going to have a massage, doing some form of self-care, not living up here so much and living more in the present moment and in my body. You don't need to be doing the absolute most. Even just 10 minutes of conscious movement, like going for a walk or just stretching at home, is enough to shift your whole entire day. Just the other day, just to try something new, instead of doing a hardcore and intense workout, I went and did a split class, which is something I've never done before, but it's just something that's fun. It's something that's different. It's not a hardcore weightlifting session, but still it gets my body moving and it changes my mindset into a positive one, and really does make me realize that it doesn't need to be an hour gym session. You can keep doing things the way that you have always done, planning, pushing through, taking the lead, taking control, but at some point that version of you is going to get tired, not just emotionally but physically. Constantly being and living in your masculine energy takes a toll, but when you tap into your feminine energy, you stop chasing and you start attracting. You stop forcing and you start letting things be. You stop living in your head and you start living and feeling safe in your body again. You start showing up for yourself. You move slower, but you get more focused. You stop proving your worth to insignificant people and you start validating it and remembering it. It's not about becoming someone else. It's about tapping into that version of you that was never meant to live in survival mode to begin with. It's not just aesthetics and what you see on Instagram, it's a choice. That's the end of today's video. If this video hit home for you and it has reminded you to tap into your feminine energy, or if you already feel like you are in your feminine energy and you just want to tap into it some more, then let me know in the comments. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. The Soft and Successful series is just getting started. We are going to be talking everything self-betterment, so you can literally be the best version of you and live that soft girl era that you deserve. But anyway, I will see you guys next week. Bye.